Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon, and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. And as always, thank you for all your support, including sharing, chatting, liking, and subscribing. And as always, now roll that famous logo animation. And hello and welcome to the stream. And obviously, I need to change a setting here real quick. Uh-oh. How's the audio sound? Because I suspect it's probably sounding like I'm speaking to my webcam. This was a short notice stream. So, yes, welcome. I'd like to welcome Thomas Armstrong, Garth Beagle, Trina's Technobabble, Geek with Social Skills, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, and Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Actually, I probably spent more time installing the capture card so that it would look like that. Notice I am no longer clipping the left side of the screen. Although I guess my wonderful portrait is blocking the bottom of the screen, but I don't think there's anything down there that's of any importance right now. Plus, I can do this. Well, I can do that. If I can do this, see, I can move myself so that it's not in the way. I can also click the wrong thing and move the background screen. Hey, Retro Techie, welcome, and Starbuck Tech. Alright, so, here's the reason why I'm streaming, because if you weren't watching Dave's stream, I'll give you a short recap. So, it is December. In the beginning was December, and it was good. And then there was December last year, and it was better. And now it's December 2022, and I want to top what I did last year. So I pulled out my Emerson Elite SX386. It is a, let me go back to the face cam here. It is a wonderful beige box that you would have gone to fine retailers such as Kmart and possibly Walmart and maybe other retailers too. I don't know, Ames, Hills, who had electronics departments, who sold computers. I think Kmart sold them because of what Compute Magazine said. I'm sure there were other retailers. But anyways, they came in a box. I've not seen the box. Inside the box was a beige computer. Quite fun beige computer. Probably like many other beige computers. The important thing is, I didn't build the system. I received it after overspending for it in 2020. It had some video card in it. Yeah, Sears and JCPenney. Thank you, Jeremy. I knew there was probably somewhere else that sold it. I don't think Circuit City, Sears maybe, Penny's, Macy's, yeah. Anyways, so what I've done to it since I got it, I upgraded the video card. I don't know if it's any better of a video card. I installed a Sound Blaster Vibra 16 in it. I've got a network card in it so that I can have the XT IDE BIOS. Hey, Frank S. It is a, 386 SX16. I've installed a Cyrix Math coprocessor. I have 8 megabytes of RAM, which is the maximum supported. I am going to push back on any suggestions of removing that RAM unless I have proof that there's bad RAM or too much RAM, because the RAM is not accessible unless I pull the motherboard. Quite annoying design. It came with a 3.5-inch floppy and a 5.25-inch floppy, and I can only think that 5.25-inch floppy is why they called it Elite. Probably not. Maybe it was the 3.5-inch floppy. I believe it originally came with a hard drive, which was quite dead when I got the computer, I actually disassembled the hard drive at some point to figure out why it was dead, and it had been doing the old platter scrapey. So I think it was like a 30 or 40 megabyte hard drive. Yeah, really, really big. I'm heartbroken that it was broken. The compact flash card's better. So what am I trying to do? Let me see. I don't think I've got it connected. So anyways, I have this wonderful IDE CD-ROM drive that RetroTech Chris sent me. I want to make this computer a little bit more elite by installing the CD-ROM drive. I cannot install the CD-ROM drive right now because when I installed the compact flash card support last year, and let's see here. So, hi Carthor, welcome. So, I bought one of these last December to install the compact flash card on. So this plugs straight into the IDE on the motherboard, and as such, I can't put the CD-ROM drive on it as well. I have the card. I've got the compact flash card adapters that actually are on a bracket. I guess they call them a PCI bracket if you search for them on Amazon. Those are on order. They have not shipped yet. They're supposedly going to be delivered this week, hopefully, maybe. I sure hope so, because I need to put the compact flash card in one of those so I can also cable the Mitsumi CD-ROM drive to the one IDE bus that I have, because the IDE on the Vibra 16 doesn't seem to work. But the problem I ran into during Dave's stream, so I was trying to install this mouse here. It's a Microsoft serial mouse. Seems to work. It came from Computer Reset. I mean, it's really nothing special. Anyways, so the moment I plugged this mouse in, I had trouble with the computer. It took me 3 mouse drivers to find one that didn't just like immediately reboot the computer when I ran the DOS edit command. I thought I was fine, so I went and installed Windows 3.11, and it installed fine. And then when I rebooted the computer and tried to run Windows crashed back to the C prompt, but it was a C prompt of nothing burger. The computer was unresponsive. So a C prompt, you saw the flashing cursor, you can't type anything on the command line, you can't hit Control-Alt-Delete. The computer is not responding. So I don't know if that's because maybe Windows is running even though it's not running. I've never seen Windows 3.11 do that. I didn't think to hit Alt-F-X, Enter, to see if it maybe returned control. If we get it in that state, I'll give that a try. But, so I have unplugged the mouse. I disabled the COM ports. They are on board. And then actually at the end of Dave's stream, I started Windows thinking, we should be good, and it actually crashed. So anyways, here we are. I've got the computer booted. I haven't sorted out the autoexec.bat file. There's some duplicate entries. The mouse is unplugged. COM port's disabled, so I can't just easily plug it in. And something told me, I just thought of this. I'm going to run Windows Setup, because you can do this in Windows 3.1, and I'm going to disable the mouse. Not that I mean, I don't think that's really... Oh, okay. Let's see here. I don't think that's really going to help any. So we've got Win 3.11. I put all the install files on the hard drive to make it faster. There we go. Let's see if we can get Windows to do it. So Windows boots. The screen's going to be a bit stretched. I don't know that there's much I can do about that. We'll make do. And there we go. Looks like we have the unresponsive command prompt. Let me try that. Alt F X enter. Because that would be exiting program manager. Nope. And Control Alt delete. Nope. There we go. That's what it's doing. Windows is just like crashing. I don't think it's IRQs, Jeremy. Although I am going to double check something. Alright. It's probably going to cause a popping noise out of my speakers. Although I can turn them down. Let me make sure I disabled one thing, because during Dave's stream I was trying to set up my Vibra 16 card, which has an IDE port on it, and I just checked. I did disable the IDE again. I thought I might have had it enabled. So I'm pretty sure I don't have any IRQ conflicts now, especially because I've got the COM ports disabled. I've got that port disabled. That's a good suggestion, Garth, and if you'd said that before I powered the computer on. I don't like turning this computer off in the middle of the memory test because it gives me trouble. This computer has the wonderful, wonderful property of, I think the BIOS is slightly broken because you cannot bypass the memory test on the cold boot most of the time, but sometimes it'll actually stop the memory test if you hit escape at a random point, but then you get a memory size error because it apparently decides that's how much RAM you have. Anyways, I'll give that a try here. I guess well, of course the only thing I can pull out is the sound card. That is all I can pull out. The network card has to stay in because that's hosting the XT IDE BIOS. And, well, that's pretty much it. That's got to stay in. I mean, the one other thing I could do, and I set it around here somewhere. I'm not. Jeremy, this computer is staying at an SX16 because that's all this board supports. Although that is good to know you have that spare CPU because of my other board of sadness. Alright, let's do the troubleshooting thing. Let me, the other thing I could do... Okay, so I'm pulling the Vibra 16 card out. I don't think that's a problem. I've had this computer running before with it. The thing is, this could be a corrupted Windows install somehow. You know, it could be a bad video card. Because I've not run Windows on this video card, now that I think about it. Let me see if... Let me do something here. Okay, I'm going to power it up. I'm going to let it do its RAM test, and then I'm going to... I've got the original video card sitting... I think I know where it is. It's out of my field of view. Because if this doesn't work, then I'm putting the original video card back in. The video is not on board, thankfully. The parallel port, the two serial ports, the floppy controller and the IDE controller are all on board. I do not have a multi-IO card compatible with this computer because there is no way the Visa Local Bus controller is not going to work in here, because that for sure requires Visa Local Bus for the IDE. This is the original video card. It is an Oak Technology VGA card. It is nothing special. I think it has 512K of RAM on it. Quite honestly, it's probably more than it really needs, but I don't think that card can do any resolutions. It would need more than 256K of RAM, but it is a... Oh, please, while I turn on a light to read it. It is an OTI 037C. So no, it's not even the 077, it's a 037. So even less exciting. Okay. So the Sound Blaster card is not installed. The mouse is not installed. And wow. Well, actually, there is something interesting here. It did crash out, but I appear to have keyboard control. Oh. Okay, and that time I wasn't so lucky. Okay, now it crashed out and I don't have keyboard control. Okay, let me put the original video card back in. Let's rule that out. Okay, 512K is needed for 16.7 million colors. That's good to know. I don't know that I would really want to try running this computer with that many colors, but... Okay, so I'm going to remove this upgraded video card that has 1 megabyte of RAM, because I actually don't remember exactly what it is. Oh, well, I still don't remember what it is, because Orchid put a sticker on the video chip. I want to say it's an ET4000X based card, because it's kind of what I wanted to go up to. I always thought they were nice cards. Okay. Granted, the Oak card has a fancier banner, but that's because they're showing off. Because fancier banner hides the fact it's a cheaper card. That's my theory. I'll keep that in mind, Jeremy. That's if I strike out on the video card lottery. I mean, if this fails, I can always go get my 8-bit VGA card. But I'm pretty sure this card works, because I had Windows running on it at one point. So this is the Orchid Technology Fahrenheit 1280 degrees plus. I'm pretty sure that means this card can do 1280 by 1024. It has a megabyte of RAM, so I suspect it's like only like 256 colors at 1280 by 1024, but, well, I guess that's better than not having that resolution. Alright. Garth, it was just using the generic Windows VGA drivers, which should not have been a problem, but... And no Creative Cloud. I do not want to install updates right now. Because this is a... I'm pretty sure this Orchid card is a Visa-compliant video card. Although I could be wrong on that. I don't see... Well, maybe it's not. Maybe I did need drivers. Yeah, this okay, I think the RAM's fine. I've had Windows running on this before. In fact, if I really get to it, I'll pull the compact flash card and plug in the hard drive. Because I think I had it working with the XT IDE BIOS. Alright, let's see what Windows does if I try to start this with this card. Yeah, I know, this computer... Ah, there we go. Hey, Program Manager! Well, that seems to be good. See it. Oh, control function. Oh, no, control function. Come on. You can. Oh, probably used the wrong keys. Well, not to jinx it, but that's right. Well, not that I can play games without a mouse. All right. Well, with the original video card installed, it would seem as if the computer is more stable. Was that video card the whole problem the whole time? Still no mouse. Well, well, there's something I can do about that. Let me re-enable the COM ports, because now I'm really curious. And I'll restart Windows. Could it be that video card? Yeah, I'll so I can skip the memory check now because it's a warm boot. Honestly, I'm kind of wondering if maybe this BIOS is using the memory check to determine how much RAM is installed. The mouse is not plugged in right now. One step at a time. I'm going to just start Windows with the COM ports enabled. I do not believe the ET4000 is too fast for 386SX16. I don't think that is possible, that a video card is too fast for the computer. Yeah, I'll yeah, well, that was disabled, and then the newer card was still crashing. I'm gonna leave that disabled for now. I mean, it's possible maybe that card requires Windows drivers, but I sure thought it should work with just the standard VGA drivers. Because... Anyways, let me, there we go. Alt-O. Change system settings. Because I'm going to dare to... Whoops, no, nope, I don't want that. Windows. Want the other Went the wrong way. Microsoft or IBM PS2. I'm pretty sure that is the correct setting. We'll use the current drivers. And we'll restart Windows. Well, Starbuck Tech. The reason why you didn't know I made hardware changes before this started happening is because I've had this card in the computer for a couple months. I just never got around to installing Windows. Hey, you Retro Tech Chris. Welcome. I have been having so much fun with my 386SX. Okay, well that seems to be stable. Let me reboot it and I'll start Windows and see if it still doesn't crash. Because it was crashing so quickly. I think if I just start it and then tab a few times, it will probably be fine. I guess the one good thing is, though, I got the updated XTIDE Universal BIOS, so when I do the video, people won't have to point out in the comments that I was running an old version. Instead, they'll probably point something else out that I'm doing wrong. See, I just saved them from pointing out something I already knew. Yeah, the one that's in here is an Oak Technologies card. It's the one that originally came in this computer. It's got a fancy banner, but... Oh yeah, maybe I need to do a video on how I've got XTIDE and a 386. So, anyways, this is the card I was trying to use. It's a nice Oak Technologies Orchid 1280 degrees. Fahrenheit 1280 degrees plus. And something seems to be wrong with it. Yeah, 386S616 is an overglorified 286, but at least it has the full memory management capabilities, so it works nicely with Windows. Yeah, this seems a whole lot more stable without that card in it. Because it would have crashed by now. Alright, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be daring. Alright. So, my problems on Dave's stream seemed to happen when I plugged in this mouse. Garth, no. I guarantee you skipping the RAM test on cold boot does not work. That has never worked. I honestly kind of wonder if this computer is not determining RAM by a logical means, but instead it has to do the RAM test to figure out how much RAM it has, which would probably be a really silly way of doing it, but well, I don't know. This wasn't exactly a top-tier computer. At one point I'd figured out who I thought had made this computer, but I don't remember who it was. Yeah, it's a serial mouse, Indicom 2. I don't know, Garth. Probably some silly reason. I really don't know why you can't skip it. For all I know, they gave up trying to remove that message on a cold boot. And, but yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Sean. Glad you could stop by for a few. There we go. Alright, so I got the mouse driver installed. Now, of course, on Dave's stream, I was having trouble just simply running the edit command at one point. That was enough to crash the system. But looks like I can run edit. Alright. Alright, can I run Windows with the mouse installed? AMI... The multicolor AMI BIOS. No, actually it doesn't. Oh, look at this. I'll go into the BIOS. I mean, it looks like it could be the multicolor BIOS. I'm honestly wondering if maybe this computer shipped before they had the multicolor BIOS ready, so it's kind of has a more inferior version. Well, looky here. The mouse, granted, it doesn't work well when you're using your hoodie as a mouse pad, but this mouse seems to work fine and it's not crashing the system. Jeremy, this computer may very well have... Well, I'm not going to say it has the old 286 BIOS. Because the two BIOS chips on the board do say 386 BIOS. However, it would not surprise me if AMI was not... Maybe I don't know. Maybe they slapped 386 on a 286 BIOS and called it done. So anyways, here, I'll reboot into the BIOS. I mean, the Oak Technology card looks fancy all with its color-changing banner, but this is the... Yeah, it seems... Yeah, I'll turn that shadowing back on. So this is the BIOS. It kind of somewhat resembles the multicolor BIOS. But it also doesn't. But yeah, it looks like a 286 BIOS. The ROM chips have 386 printed on them, I promise you. But I kind of wonder if they maybe did a find and replace, but I mean, this may very well be a 286 board. They slapped a 386 on it, printed 386 on the labels so that no one would be none the wiser, and called it done. I mean, alright, let's turn on the shadowing, because that does make the system go faster. Yeah, this very well could be... Okay, well, at least the RAM check passed. You know, that would make sense, right, Chris, that because that copyright date from AMI did say 1989, 1991 from Emerson Computer Corp. It very well wouldn't surprise me if this BIOS is more 286 than 386, because... Anyways, okay, shadowing's turned on. I am curious. We'll edit run. Not that edit's the most important program in the world, but sometimes when you want to edit the auto exec bat and config sys, it works in a pinch. Let's start Windows. Well, I guess one thing I can do to test Windows is, well, now that I got a mouse, I'll play a game. Let's see here. I'll show you how bad I am at Minesweeper. Alright, let's see here. I believe that and that. And let's see here. One, so that one is, yeah, I'm probably going to 2, 2, 1, so... Yeah, Windows would have probably crashed by now. All those, there we go. Ah, that's better. So that's one. So that, and let's see, that's gonna be one. Ah, maybe I'm going to do better tonight than I thought I would. So that means that's going to be one. So that's okay, and let's see here. So that's going to be, and And I'm going to leave my score anonymous. There we go, 69 seconds. Okay, moving along. Yeah, alright. Yeah, video seems a little faster. It didn't crash. It's just the standard VGA drivers. I don't know that this video card really has... I don't know that it has better drivers. Color... I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I bet I have to install better drivers to even be able to change the display settings. Okay. Well, that seems stable. Let's see here. I have not actually tried to find drivers for that Oak card because I was trying to use this Orchid card that apparently doesn't work. I guess I could see if I could find drivers for it real quick. Of course, then again, as quickly as Windows crashes when I try to use that card, I really don't know that I'd be able to run it long enough to install drivers. Although I did just find drivers for the Orchid card. 1993 release. That's probably... interesting. Well, I did just see... I found the Vogon's forum link to this card here. It says, I am testing an Orchid Fahrenheit 1280 plus 1 megabyte VLB VGA card. Okay, well, this isn't a VLB card. Underneath the card's Orchid sticker is an S3 C805 chip. Maybe this is an S3 card, not a... I thought this was an ET4000 chip. Then again, maybe that's the Visa Local Bus version. Card can be upgraded to... oh, this probably doesn't apply to this card. But what I did notice, though, is one of the things they link is the Visa TSR for BIOS revisions 1 and 2. So is maybe this card not Visa compliant? And if that's the case, would that cause Windows to crash? But sure enough, that's the Visa Local Bus version of this card, and that is not what I have. Although, interestingly enough, looking at everything that's on the Visa Local Bus version of the card in this picture, it looks like they just kind of expanded the card out and added more memory. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if drivers are going to fix that problem. I would be interested to know what the chat thinks. Let's see here. And a hi mem. Oh, test mem off flag. Yeah, I can do that. The might be worth a round of mem test on this machine. Yeah. Each card will have its own driver. I think Windows should run with the VGA drivers and not crash. I'm pretty sure Windows shouldn't crash with the standard VGA drivers. I think there's probably something wrong with that card. Well, I don't have memtest handy, but I do have the next best thing. Oh, wait a minute. First, I'm going to save myself some time here. Let's see here. Hi, mem. First, let's see here. Test mem. Off. Okay. And now I'm going to completely not even use that thing I just did. Ah, okay. Let me grab that. Whoops. No, I did not want to do that. Oh, good. I cleared that out real quick. Oh, hey, Joe. I am using a it's the Vision RGB no, it's not the Vision RGB. It's the Vision AV HD card. So, oh, all right. Let's see here. How do I download this? Probably click that right there, maybe. All right, I got it, Chris. I can. I'll have to put it on something. All right. Hold please though while I hit function 8 at the correct time. Because Checkit does not like it when you load drivers. It is a very jealous test program. Alright, so we are going to run... I'm going to change. Alright, I think it can run all that. Quick memory test only. Alright, we'll go with that. Number of tests. I believe... Not that I can really see it. Yep, that is a number of passes 1. So that's good. And run the memory test. Okay. Well, I'll let that run. I will check the chat and... Okay, I downloaded the mem test program, Chris. I'll have to probably put it on the compact flash card to run it. As I don't know where my floppy drive went off to for my PC. It's probably run away. Let's see here. Yep. Oh, hey Joe, welcome. I am using it's the Vision AV HD. I decided to put it back in the computer because it doesn't have a tendency of cutting off the left top and bottom part of the screen like my this EVGA one I bought that's plugged into my scaler, although I think it's my scaler doing it, not the EVGA capture device. So that was getting annoying using that to try to do things during Dave's stream, so I fixed that. Let's see here. Ah, okay, yep, I got the XT-IDE. You can start over a null modem cable. Very nice. Especially because it looks like my serial ports actually do work. So, yeah, and in fact, I just updated the XT-IDE BIOS this afternoon because I was using like a beta 3 of XT-IDE version 2 because, well, the last time I looked at this was in December. Last December. And actually, it might have been January. So, yeah. Alright, well, while this memory test runs, and I'm going to let it run to rule that out, I guess I'll switch to this. So, I've got this Orchid card. This is what I was trying to use because it's a nice card. Supposedly a nice card. But it's apparently crashing my computer when I run Windows. So I don't know if that means there's bad RAM on it. Unfortunately, I don't know of a way of testing RAM on a video card. Especially the RAM above, like, the minimum for a VGA card. I don't know if the Orchid drivers might have a diagnostic utility. Although I would expect that maybe that would just cause video corruption, but Who knows? Sillier things have happened. I guess while we wait for this memory test to run, let me download these Orchid drivers and just see what's in them. Voice. What in the world? Oh. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm looking at the Vogon forum post on the VLB version of this card, and it's talking about the voice-activated feature that was apparently on some of these cards, or potentially, which is not populated here. Bummer. Probably one feature that we could have done without. Alright, Windows 3 drivers, update. See Note 6. BIOS revision 3 chip. Alright, we'll go for, yeah. Oh, that's annoying. The links on Vogons are FTP sites. Well, bummer. That's not going to work. Okay, I found some drivers on archive.org that are probably good enough. Let's see. Oh, well. Ha ha! Well, guess what? I don't know if you all heard that joyous chime, but Microsoft Windows Defender just blocked a virus. Oh, that's nice. Apparently, the drivers for that video card that are on archive.org are infected with a really nasty Trojan. Well, alright, well, we're going to delete that file. And won't be able to do anything with those drivers. And then I'm going to see if while the memory test still runs, I'm wondering if there's a way to report to archive.org that the file they are hosting is... Oh, here we go. Flag this item. Flag it for... Uh-oh. Okay. So you can flag an item. So it's got a Trojan horse in the zip file. So am I flagging this item for graphic violence? No. Explicit sexual content? No. Hate speech? No. Misinformation or disinformation? Marketing, phishing, advertising, misleading, inaccurate, missing metadata. Ah. Well, I guess I'm going to pick the last one. And, oh, you can't, Oh, well, I just flagged it for whatever good that's going to do. It doesn't let you have a chance of telling it why you're flagging it. Exactly. Hopefully, maybe someone at archive.org will think of running a virus scan on that file, and then they'll see exactly why I flagged it. Jeremy, well, I'll try that Orchid card in another computer, but I don't have another computer I can try it in real quick. But it does appear as if finding drivers for that card is going to be a slight problem because, well, the Vogon links are FTP sites. The archive.org drivers are virus infected. Oh, well, there's the jumper settings for the card. Oh, let me check the jumper settings for this card. Let me make sure they're sensible. So, okay, it's jumpered for... It is jumpered for... Okay, no IRQ. Okay, so that wasn't causing an IRQ conflict. Alright, and then there's dip switches. Switch 1. let's see here. So it's... Oh... Well, if I can, well, read the dip switches to see which position's off and which position's on. Wow, that is really annoying. Oh, open. Okay, so up is open. So off and off. 72 hertz refresh rate at 640 by 480. That should be... I think that should be fun. I mean, well, that shouldn't be causing Windows to crash if the refresh rate's wrong. Switch 1, 3... And switch 1.4 should be off. That is correct. Okay. Well, okay. The Orchid card does look like it's jumpered correctly, so... Oh, good. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thanks, Chris. Okay, let's see. I think I need that file and this file and that and that. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Well, let's see if those files are. Wow. Yeah, Chris, that just download the drivers from that FTP server. They're infected. Yeah, and that's empty. And that's not what I... Yeah. That's, yeah, the main driver zip on that site is infected with a different Trojan. So, can't use those either. You don't think they... Oh, you scan them with a different scanner. Well, to scan them with a different scanner, I'd first have to install a different scanner, because that was actually Microsoft Windows Defender. So, I am not turning that off. It could be false flagging. It could be false flagging. Well, so let's see here. I missed something. Oh, Trina's. So wait a minute. Let's see here. Try that. Send Jason Scott on Twitter a tweet about it. Is Jason Scott archive.org someone? Right, well, it may be false flagged. I don't know. So let's see here. Ultimate Boot CD memory test for video cards. Used on everything from PCI to PCI Express. Well, it's an ISA video card. Install an FTP software. Nah, let's see here. Switches the switch missed to dips. Yeah, I don't have a way to archive. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to download the It was flagged on... It didn't flag it on the download. It flagged it when I tried to open the zip file. Which I guess is when Windows Defender actually scanned it. Yeah, it's an ISA video card, Trina. Let's see where the video test is. Because obviously I don't want to... Okay, we're testing extended memory. Let me see. Of course, the thing is, I don't think installing the video drivers are going to fix the Windows crash problem. Because it seems like there's something up with that video card. Honestly. I think for purposes of December, I'm just going to have to go without it and figure it out later. I'm wondering, well, I guess I could remove the, there are 4 socketed RAM chips. I guess I could remove them and try it. Okay, I can do that when my memory test is done. Okay, yeah, I'll try this Orchid card in this computer with the 4 socketed RAM chips removed. I think that should mean it'll have 512K. That would kind of be funny that I bought this card because it already had the 1 megabyte on it, and if the extra 512K is bad. Although, quite honestly, I would maybe not expect it to crash just loading Windows if the upper RAM was bad, but I don't know how it addresses memory. For all I know, it does something silly and uses upper memory or uses multiple buffers or some strange setup. Or I don't know. Maybe the card when you launch it into VGA mode does some sort of self-test. I suspect it'll probably crash Windows, but... And if anyone's wondering, no, they're not MT RAM. They're Fujitsu. Hey Adam, welcome. I'm trying to troubleshoot my 386. I just pulled the socketed RAM off a video card that crashes Windows. Of course, I'm wondering if maybe the BIOS chip is bad. No, if the BIOS chip was bad, I would expect not to even see a banner. So anyway, yeah, this video card crashes Windows. I'm running a memory test just to make sure the memory's fine in the computer, but I'm thinking it's probably fine. I may stop this memory test shortly. Had fun with Windows Defender, possibly false flagging driver file. Well, I guess one thing I could do, I could go find pkzip and unzip the drivers on this computer, because what it flagged that file for was something that it wouldn't run on DOS, because it was a something that doesn't run on DOS. Or I don't think it was something that runs on DOS. So Chris, let me know what you find with fprot. Because maybe this will be what'll convince me to install something better on this computer. I guess I got to the point where it's like all the antivirus programs I could buy were bad for some reason or other, so I just never bought one, as bad as that sounds. Eight whole megabytes of RAM, yes. And it is running the memory test at breakneck speed. Of course, granted, I did slow the test down. Yeah, this is 386SX 16 megahertz. This board supports only 8 megabytes of RAM. FPROC came back clean. Okay. I may download that zip file again and PK-zip and unzip it on this computer. I don't want to turn Windows Defender off, because the moment I do that, then I'll forget to turn it back on, and I'll download something that actually is infected. And maybe I can get over my indecision on third-party antivirus programs and find something that's compatible with Windows that doesn't meet my seal of disapproval for some other reason. It probably didn't help that several of the top antivirus programs are, well, I was concerned about their country of origin. Not to get too political, but some of them I wasn't sure if they were Russian or not. And I guess when I would have been looking for antivirus programs, it would have been about, say, February. So I just kind of gave up. I know. So if you have a recommended antivirus program that maybe would be run good in Windows, put it in the chat. I'll consider them. Windows Defender and Malwarebytes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Windows Defender is what's possibly falsely flagging that file. So, let's see here. Malwarebytes. Well, okay. What I'm going to do, because this memory test is going to take a while, and I'm not going to wait for it to finish. Let me put this card back in. I've removed half its RAM. I really don't expect that's going to have changed anything, because if anything, I would suspect the problem is in the first 512K of RAM on it, and not the second 512K. But, well, stranger things have happened. Bitdefender, okay. Carbon black. Oh! Joe uses Windows Defender only because he can no longer disable it. Well, yeah, that would be one reason to use Windows Defender. And in fact, quite honestly, I'm wondering if even if I do download something else, will I be able to disable Windows Defender? Or is that a Windows 11 thing? Okay. So I put the Orchid Fahrenheit 1280 Plus card back in. It is now reporting 0.5 megabytes of DRAM installed. Avast, okay. Bitdefender. I'll have to check these all out. Reboot plus Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes seems to be popular. I'll have to check that one out. So, sorry, Joe. Sorry to hear you're having a bad day. I think from a message that you typed somewhere of what your first text message of the day was tells me all I need to know. So, virtual hug sent. All right. Place your bets in the chat. I think it crashed faster than ever. I don't think it even dumped me out to the command prompt. Yeah. That, Yeah, let me run the check it video mode test. It's not perfect, but it is better than nothing. Yeah, that card... Yeah, that card is misbehaving. Yeah, I'll run the check it test. Maybe it'll... Did you just hear a phone notification that is the Master Sword sound from The Legend of Zelda NES? No. Because I've got my phone on silent. Plus, that's not my sound. Yep, Chris, it does check 256K, and that is better than nothing. Oh, also... Oh, actually, I bet... This'll... it should... I think the video check will work with all that loaded. I don't think anything's loaded that'll interfere with the video. Test the video adapter. Video RAM. Well, it passed. Alright, well, let's see. It might... Something might cough up. Video... let's test the graphics modes. It's the screen display. Yep, that looks right. That one looks right. That one looks right. That one looks right. That one looks right. I don't know why. I mean, it probably really doesn't matter if I say yes or no, because I'll know they looked right. Oh, hey, Zodium. That video mode does not look correct. So, enter. Did this computer just lock up and check it? Alright. I'm blindly guessing that it's showing me video modes that are not displaying. So I'm giving it a couple seconds to change mode, and then I'm hitting in and then enter. And if I don't see anything on screen after another couple of these, then I'll assume that it's locked up, because I think I had about 6 video modes to go. And I think I've dismissed about 5 of them. I think that was the 6th one. And I might as well, let me do another couple in case it comes back. Yeah, I do believe that that card is there's something wrong with it. Maybe it's not the RAM. But there is something wrong with this card when it goes to VGA mode. So, well, I will probably take a look at that card under the microscope on a future stream. I'm not doing that tonight because it is cold in my basement. I've already gone downstairs enough times to program EPROMs. But given the fact that Check It crashed during the video modes test with the base RAM on it, either there's a bad RAM chip above 256K, which could be hard to track down, or there's something wrong with the video chip itself. Or I guess maybe I could check the BIOS chip that's on it and see if the checksum checks out. Although I would think if that didn't check out, it wouldn't show a banner. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the VGA modes on this card. So, unfortunately, it would appear as if I got some eBay basura, as Jeremy would put it. Well, at least I didn't spend as much on that video card as I did this computer. But, that's, okay. I don't remember what I spent on that video card, but, well, considering it doesn't work. But yet, fooled me. You know, I should put a RAM check-it on it when I first got it. You know, I'm kind of wondering if maybe that card failed. Maybe it did pass check it when I first got it, and maybe it failed more recently. Alright, well, I put the sound card back in because I suspect that the sound card is not working. Ah, Trina, what do I have on this board for slots beside ISA? Nothing else. This says, yeah, there's only ISA slots on this computer. Yep, VGA mode seems to have a problem. The RAM was actually Fujitsu on that board. So, not MT RAM. But yeah, it looks like the, something... Ah, Jeremy sending me an auction. Actually, Jeremy, I don't think that actually would help. I don't think there's enough room on the board to use... No, there is not enough room on this board to use those. I mean, the RAM chips are as close together as they could put them, so there's no room for those adapters. I will... If I begin to suspect it's RAM, I'm going to have to source some... let's see, these look like they are 81C4256 chips. So I believe they are going to be 256K by 4-bit DRAMs, if I am guessing that part number correctly. Which would mean two of them would give 256K by 8 bytes, and then another two 256K by 8 bytes, which would give 16-bit wide memory for 512K, and then, yeah, the second bit. So, yeah, I think those are going to be 256K by 4-bit memory chips. I'll just have to find some more of those, because there's not enough room for that adapter. So, unfortunately... Now, granted, there would be the opportunity that if someone were to make an adapter that could plug into all of the memory sockets, or at least enough to get all the signals it needed, then maybe I could replace the RAM with 8 of the newer chips on one adapter board. But in terms of using 8 individual adapters, there's not enough room on that board. So, bummer. Okay, well, so Oak Technology video card's back in. I'm pretty... Windows should run. I put the sound card back in. I don't have sound card drivers installed yet. I think that'll be the next thing I do. Okay. But that does appear as if... Yeah, that's working. Windows is not... Windows would have... I think Windows would have crashed by now if it was not working. Yeah, okay. So that's correct. Oh. eBay ISA card. Okay. Actually, Trina, oh. Here I am trying to move the mouse on my streaming computer by trying to use the serial mouse, and that wasn't working for obvious reasons. I was going to see if I can't install the sound card drivers for the sound card. Actually, I would like to get there's a Trident TVGA 9000i video card that I would like to get because, oh, that's not what I need. Because I've got the 8-bit version of it, and I kind of wanted to get the 16-bit version of the same card so I could demonstrate how much performance you lose if you use the 8-bit version on a 16-bit slot. Because I actually don't know how much performance you might lose. It may actually be less than... It may be less than I think and not really that important, but maybe you lose a whole lot. That's the C revision of the card. I don't know if the C revision might have something about it that might be different than the I version. So anyways, I'm trying to install the Sound Blaster drivers for Windows and keep trying to go for the scroll wheel that doesn't exist on this serial mouse. Let's see, I think I want those drivers there. Oh, can't load those drivers. Well, that's probably the wrong drivers. Unlisted or updated. Oh. I'm trying to load the drivers that I thought I'd installed when I installed the Sound Blaster drivers. Sorry, I can't see the chat because I've got an eBay page up on my screen and I've got my hand on the wrong mouse. Also, I probably need to clean the rollers of... Actually, that's... Let me do this a different way because I don't know which of those is correct. Alright. Let me run the installer. Friends don't let friends buy Trident. Well, Chris, I think once you get up to a certain Trident chip, I would have to agree with them. Because I think Trident kind of... lost their edge at some point. Let me see here. Oh. I bet that's what I need to do. Oh! That would be the, That's what I need to do to install the drivers. I need to run that program. Well, Jeremy, would you like me to send you that card so you can see if your idea would work? Because honestly, that'd probably be easier than the back and forth. Let's see here. There we go. Audio program group Windows created. Well, did that install driver? Somehow I don't think that actually installed drivers. No, okay. I'm gonna have to run probably the full setup because that seems to have only created the program group. Okay. We need the card adapters and some single row pin headers. Oh, check control panel. Oh, I think I checked what I needed. I'm just gonna run the original install because I don't think that. Oh. Let's see, I put that in. Oh, that's right. CDSB. And let me see here. It is in the CDSB basic. I think it is set up. Whoa, that's not the right program. I didn't want you Windows setup. I wanted you out of... Well, I guess I did ask for it. I mean, the Trident cards are probably fine. I mean, honestly... I mean, they're probably okay. There's a pun in there, losing their edge because diamond edge. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll see here. Card adapters and some single row pin header. Okay. All right, I'll get with you, Jeremy. See, install the audio software now. Press enter. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. That's correct. Audio software will install in that directory. Well, it's already there. Hopefully this installer will handle the fact that I've already installed it once. I mean, they're okay. Yeah, Trident cards are okay. I mean, certainly when I worked at the computer shop back in the late 90s, we sold a lot of Trident cards. Sold a lot of generic S3 cards, and not every S3 video chip was that great. I mean, they certainly had their good and their bad chips. I mean, I guess Cirrus Logic had their good and their bad chips too. The Sing Labs, well, Sing Labs stopped innovating, so I guess some of their later, well, they lost their edge to Diamond. I mean, hey, not every NVIDIA card has been that great either. Some of their early 3D accelerators were pretty awful. Yeah, exactly. Joe's right. Trident chips were basically top of the line until NVIDIA and ATI came around. And once NVIDIA got through their initial, like, first or second 3D chips, because those were kind of weren't quite there compared to the Voodoo cards. I guess ATI's first couple weren't probably there yet either compared to Voodoo. So, alright, well, waiting for the installers. Hey Joe, welcome. There's 2 Joes in the lab now. Yeah, or in the chat now. Let's see here. I suspect there should be 0 Joes down in my lab. If there's even 1 Joe down there, then I've got problems. First of all, they're going to be freezing cold if they're down there. Second of all, I didn't let anyone in. All right. Yes, please go buy Joe's stuff at jcm-1.com. Run Joe out of stock of everything he's got on his website. Yes, Joe, if you were in my lab, you would be having way too much fun, and then I believe you would probably steal a bunch of stuff and fill your car with it. Is it still cold back there? Yeah, it is cold outside. Not as cold as it was like a day or two ago. My basement was like 48 degrees. Yeah, it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now, which is warmer than it was like 2 days ago. Yes, Joe apparently has released the Y cable for the Apple IIe card. So go buy those. I would go buy some, but I have the beta units. Although I'll still probably buy the finished units for Marcintosh. Yeah. Joe runs to go double profit margin on all products. Yeah, Joe's 30 seconds. I'm going to give Joe to put a $5 off coupon in my chat, and all of his products will be $5 more expensive in 31 seconds. Or probably the other way around. Yeah, it's pretty cold on the East Coast. Let's just say that I wouldn't be retrobrighting today. Dave was able to retrobright, but yeah, it's too cold for that outside. But at least we didn't get the snow and rain they were talking about for this weekend. Yeah, ooh, 8C there. Yeah, my phone's on Fahrenheit because... okay, Frank's got 56 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures. That's good that someone's got some warmth. Alright. Please remember to reboot your system. Well, of course. Might as well reboot it, although the auto-exec bat and config sys are probably a mess. Oh no, Jeremy needs a new keyboard. That's not good. 26 degrees Fahrenheit there. How in the world are we warmer than you, Jeremy? Oh yeah, I think it, Okay, well, hopefully I've got Windows drivers now. We'll know in a moment. Yay! I have Windows drivers. Yay! Now I can have the startup sounds. And the shutdown sounds. Oh, well that's... Wait a minute, I thought there were more sounds than that. Because I thought there was a ta-da! Although maybe that's Windows 95. Okay. Alright, well, at least I got some sounds. I guess beggars can't be choosers. Okay, that explains it, Jeremy. I was kind of wondering how in the world... I guess I'm on the... Well, I'm not on the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm very close to them, but I'm not on them. I don't even want to know what the temperature is up on the the Shenandoah, the Skyline Drive. I do not want to know. It's probably quite cold on top of the mountain. Okay, so looks like I've got sound. I've got video. It's not crashing. So the serial ports are fine. I don't think Windows is having problems with the 8 megabytes of RAM that would be a luxury. Ah, 18. Yeah, I've got almost 19 megabytes of memory free, and I've only have 8 megabytes of real memory. Yay for swap files. Alright, yeah, it lives. It was this Orchid video card that was the problem. And I still have a new mouse coming, yeah, which might come in handy, because it's... Well, I mean, this mouse seems to be working. I'll have a second mouse. The second mouse... okay, at least I did do something maybe potentially smart. The second mouse is actually the Microsoft... It looks the same, but it's actually the Serial and PS2 mouse. So... And I've got the Microsoft's PS2 to Serial adapter. So I guess the good thing is when I get the... I guess it would be the Pentium 2 up and running, I've got a PS2 mouse for it. Because I don't know what version of Windows I'm going to get for it, but it might be one with that USB support. So, yep, now I need aftermarket for Windows 3.1. I'll have to look into that. So, After Dark. Yes. Yes! Yeah, what am I waiting for? All right. Let's, yeah, we got to make that happen. All right. After Dark. Let's see here. Version 1 for Windows. Wow, that'd probably be pretty old. For Windows 3.0 and... No, that's kind of old. All right, let's see here. Version 2. That looks pretty old too. Version 3 maybe? After Dark 3.2. After Dark 4 is going to be Windows 95. Okay. Well, let's go get After Dark 3.x for Windows. And I guess I need... I'm not looking at the notes here. Alright. I guess we'll get After Dark 3.2. Interesting. The site I'm getting it from, the only I have to use the Quebec mirror. Alright, so let me see if this... See, open the archive and... Alright. Let's see if... Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see here. Studio mode. As I... Oh, yeah, that would help if I would exit Windows before I... Let's see here. I was just about to power the computer down, and then I realized, I think I left Windows running. There we go. I shut it down. All right. To make it quicker to install, hopefully it will be okay with me copying the files from the floppy disks to a directory on the CF card. All right. So... I don't have a GoTech handy for this computer at the moment, because for those of you that weren't on Dave's stream, I did get the transistors for the GoTech I bought on eBay. I did install said transistor, I then I did power the GoTech up from my bench power supply, and it did not immediately blow something up. However, I then measured the voltage coming from the voltage regulator on the GoTech, and the voltage regulator was shorted. The 4.5 volts that it was reading at its input was also present on its output. Therefore, the microcontroller on that GoTech is dead. Well, and I could see it was dead because it was not microcontrolling. But yeah, 4.5 volts exceeded the max voltage of that microcontroller for sure. And that's assuming that whatever blew the transistor wasn't an even higher voltage. Because quite honestly, I think whoever used that GoTech tried to set it up for their Amiga, I think they reversed 12 and 5 volts. I think they plugged the thing in backwards, blew the transistor, and probably blew the microcontroller. It probably blew the voltage regulator. I think it just kind of blew it up all around, and yeah. So anyways, that GoTech is a loss. I will instead buy an updated version from somewhere for that, what I was going to use that one for. Oh, go with version 2. Well, I just downloaded 3. Oh yeah, okay, I see. I'm catching up on chat. Yeah, I could install Win32s and do some weird stuff, but that's not my DOSember thing. I want to get this installed. But I've got one problem to installing this, which is... Oh, CMOS memory size mismatch. Interesting. You know... maybe when the escape key works to skip the memory check, maybe it really is something to do with this BIOS, because it just... something, now that I remember it, this computer just sometimes randomly stops the memory check. So I don't know, there might be something wrong with it. Most of the time it works. Now I'm expecting Garth to appear and go, "Aha! I told you it was the amount of RAM." Which, no, I don't think it's the amount of RAM. I think there's just something weird about this computer. I mean, it's a computer that would have been priced to sell at Kmart, so I think that says everything. Well, let's see if we can install After Dark. Oh, it would help if I would maybe switch that and then turn that off so I can actually read the screen. Because if anyone's wondering, I'm using the OBS preview to be able to see the display on the computer. Yeah, that era of BIOS was buggy. Yeah, Chris, I think that's probably correct. I think it's just a buggy BIOS. Maybe I'll install Win32s. I could epic pinball. That would be epic. Pun intended. Jeremy's sharing a Oh, Jeremy, if I'm going to get a GoTech, I'm going to not get... I don't think that's the version I want. If I'm actually, I've got the I'd like to get one that I know has the latest microcontroller Oh, let's see, what auction did I miss out on? Oh! Well, okay, I guess I won't be getting that Visa Local Bus video card for my 486. But that is a good data point. That apparently that one is worth $40, so good data point. Let me see here. I was kind of thinking of getting a Gotek that already had the OLED screen and the rotary switch on it. Let me see, I'm looking for the saved auction. Or getting one that at least has the newer of the microcontrollers on it. Because apparently there is a newer artery microcontroller in some of them that that has more SRAM in it. And I think the flash floppy can make use of it. So here's one of the Goteks I've bought from this seller. That's John 5 on eBay is actually you know, After Dark really wants to install from a floppy drive. Oh, of course. Okay, we won't be installing After Dark tonight. Yeah, John 5, actually, I think he actually modifies them to put the speaker in it already, so it's pretty much ready to go. He is, I forget which YouTuber it was. Yeah, because basically the first artery they went to was a microcontroller that actually had less SRAM. So for certain floppy formats, there's really not enough SRAM to load an entire track in at once. Can you try this sub? I can, but I don't remember what the syntax is. I don't remember the two artery microcontroller numbers, part numbers. The first one they went with has lesser SRAM, and for some of the floppy formats, there's not enough SRAM to load. I think it might be to preload a second track if you're doing track-to-track operations, or not enough SRAM to load both sides of the disk, or something about that. But the newer of the artery processors that Gotek went with has like even more SRAM than the original STM32 processor, and flash floppy can actually take advantage of that extra SRAM. So I think I'd really like to get a Gotek with that better artery processor. See, specifies the virtual drive to which you want to assign. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Let me try that, Chris. I guess I probably do need to do that from DOS. All right. Substitute A for, I may have to disable the floppy drives. C, install After Dark. Oh. Looks like that worked, Chris. It's totally fine. Actually, the After Dark installer wanted the A drive. It went straight to A and then told me it couldn't find the floppy disk in A. So it wants it in A. So luckily, Substitute let me assign it to A. A. All right. So now, will it outsmart me? Will it be able to outsmart me? I'll run the setup from the A. All right. Oh, that's weird. Okay. A setup. Oh, hey Rudy, welcome. So, yeah, I have to find the eBay listing for the other GoTech that I found the other day. I found one on eBay that actually had the latest Artery microcontroller on it. I think one's like maybe the F410 and the other's the F435. And the one with the larger number is the one that has more SRAM, but don't quote me on that because I'm not staring at the... Oh, here we go. Yeah, here's the other one. I mean, I maybe could care less about the fact they're already modded, but it saves me time because usually by the time I realize I need a GoTech, I really just want to get the project over with. That and of my two 3D printers, there's a reason why neither of them are working at the moment. The partly because I just haven't had a chance to finish assembling the Creality printer. Of course, as cold as it is in my basement, I think I've realized I might have to put it somewhere other than my basement to print. So, you know, Joe, installing Windows ME sounds like fun, but not on a 386SX. Actually, it'd probably fail the processor check. I mean, maybe I might be able to convince to install Windows 95 on this computer, but probably not. Because I think that would just kind of suck all the fun out of it. Maybe if I can get the 40 megahertz SX up and running, then I might try Windows 95 on that. Because at least it will not be like hitting myself with Klingon pain sticks the entire time. It would only be like hitting myself with half the number of Klingon pain sticks at a time. And apparently this setup really wants disk 1. Because it's probably checking the label of the drive. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. As much as I would like to shove a GoTech in here, the problem isn't so much that I don't have a GoTech, because actually I have a GoTech floating around. It's I don't have the edge connector adapter, and I just realized that I have a floppy cable in a box that Chris sent me that, well, I'll do after dark later. Yeah, minimum CPU for Windows ME, Pentium 150 or equivalent. You mean my little lowly 386SX isn't equivalent? Ha ha ha! No, it's not. It fights for drive. Well, yeah. This is justification for being a Mac user. I tried to outsmart the installer, and the installer outsmarted me. Of course, the thing is, on the Mac, I just use disk copy and mount the image file. No such option on the PC. Alright, well, I guess if you all can give me a couple minutes, I'd have to go downstairs and grab the spare GoTech. So, I'll be right back. I'll go grab that GoTech. I guess I do want to install After Dark. At least I can finish the stream with something fun running on it. So, I'll be right back. All right, and I was just thinking about this coming back upstairs. I think I have more evidence that this is a 386 jammed into a 286. Because the reason I had to go grab a floppy cable is because the 3.5 inch and the 5 1/4 inch drive in this Emerson Elite SX386 are both using card edge connectors, which tells me that's probably the most convincing evidence that there maybe was an Emerson Elite 286 that maybe had two 5 1/4 inch drives, and instead of changing out the floppy cable, which would have been seemingly cheaper, I think they went for an option that let them just substitute the 3.5 inch drive and release it. That's just a guess. I have no evidence that there was an Emerson Elite 286. But anyways, luckily I have a floppy cable because there's one in the VLB card that Chris sent me. And I ordered these adapter doodle cables. So I should be able to copy this. Okay, I guess I'm about to check the... okay. Let me check my GoTech jumper real quick. Okay, I think it is jumpered for PC. Let me copy the After Dark disk images to this USB drive. And then, all right. And then I will have to fumble for the... all right, and then I will have to fumble the floppy cable in. But there we go. Because now I want After Dark on this computer, because this chat suggested it, and I'm going to try to give the chat that good idea. All right. Oh, would help if I had the USB thumb drive. So this is not the GoTech I bought on eBay that I couldn't repair. This is one I have. One I've had for a while. All right. Let me see if I can fish the floppy connector. Luckily, I think the floppy connector is like... yeah. Luckily, the floppy connector is like right before the... part of the motherboard that goes under the drive cage, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this. So I'll have to go in the BIOS and disable the 5 1/4 inch drive, as I don't have enough cable to plug it back in. But at least I'll have a GoTech as drive A, which will hopefully make the After Dark installer happy, because there will actually be a disk image. Well, it'll have floppy disk number 1 in. Yes, and the Mac was definitely better in this respect. Not that After Dark was... it probably still came on floppy disks, but I'm pretty sure Drive Copy at the time supported disk image files. Should you have had the luxury of system that could use them. Okay. That adapter. Okay, the adapters I bought on Amazon aren't going to win any awards for preciseness, but, well, I can just jam it in. There we go. And there we go. Okay. Got the GoTech in. Let's see what I missed in the YouTube chat. Oh. Some banter about Linux distros. Joe, shameless self-promotion of Blue Scuzzies. Get them while they last. Linux and other OS talk. Loving the new setup. Well, actually, at the moment, I'm sitting exactly where I've streamed before. But yeah, I'm getting it set up. So let's see here. Slow memory. Yeah, no. Oh, the BIOS auto-magically updated to disable floppy drive B. That's interesting. I didn't think this BIOS was that smart. Whatever. Oh, I can skip it now. All right, and there we go. Yay. Sounds all right. Oh, let's see here. Run. Setup. Oh, that's weird. Sure thought it was. Oh, let me guess. I got the Blue Scuzzy configured wrong. Oh, it also would help if I used the correct mouse. A. Ah. Hold on. I think I might have the wrong jumper selected on the GoTech. Hold on. No, it's on Draft Select 1, which is correct for a PC. It is past the twist. Oh, is there's supposed to be 2 jumpers on this for PC? Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to remember what I had this configured for last. And I think it was an attempt to use it with my Tektronix scope, so hold please while I double check the jumper settings for PC. Something tells me I am missing one. Let's see here. Host platforms. IBM PC. Jumper JC. Alright. Yep, I'm missing a jumper. Hold please while I attempt to locate a jumper on my desk. Well, it looks like I've already... Oh, here we go. Got it. I will probably regret it later when I try to use that Blue Scuzzy and wonder why in the world it is not powering up. Because I just stole its termination power jumper. Well, the stream must go on. There we go. Yes, for GoTech to use on a PC, you either need to have a jumper on JC and S1, or you need the S1 jumper and then change the ff.config file. It was quicker for me to swipe a jumper than to modify the config file. So therefore I swiped the jumper. So there we go. This should actually be what I need. This was just a simple matter of the GoTech was jumpered wrong because I was trying to use it with a Tektronix scope, which I wasn't sure if it was using the PC interface, so I was trying things. And actually, I don't think the Tektronix scope was... I think the Tektronix scope was actually just trying to use it as a Shugart drive, because I think ultimately I got it to work on the Tektronix scope when I used a GoTech that actually had the ribbon cable connector on it. And I believe it's only jumper for like S1 or S0. It's really weird the way I got it to work. But I think that's the last thing I tried to use this GoTech on. There we go. It's actually reading the image. Joe, I will accept that deal. And we'll start... yes, I do have a coffee, if anyone's wondering. I think... they started it during Dave's stream that to help me get a space heater for my basement. Granted, it will not heat the entire basement, but will at least help me get my workbench area a little warmer. So... I'll drop the coffee. Also, if you like the stream, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you aren't already, because I am trying to work on December videos. I got convinced to stream troubleshooting this computer because why not? If I can get this, well, since I got it stable and working, I should be able to, well, I'm missing one part because I've discovered that I'm actually going to need it. Luckily, it is on order. Don't know, though, when it'll come. Hopefully this week, but I can't do the main upgrade until I have a way of plugging my compact flash card in to an adapter that doesn't plug straight into the IDE header. So, oh, okay. Yes, I've thought about it. All right, I will make that happen, Joe. But After Dark setup is running. Although, then again, what's another? Wait a minute. This is Windows. What am I? Why am I waiting for that to finish? Because I can just come in here and Notepad and open. No, I said. Oh. No shortcut. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, file name. C. I need to clean it up, but... Oh. There we go. Done. I'll demonstrate it once I install After Dark. Full install of all the After Darks. Yes, please. Yes, Jeremy, I can have a cat here because I own the house. So, in order for me to not be allowed to have a cat, I would have to deny myself the ability to have a cat. And that would just be weird. Although there are some cats that, well, I might be slightly allergic to, but, well, that's something I can get over. Modern medical advancements in allergy technology is improving. If they can make someone not allergic to peanuts, then maybe they can make someone not allergic to cats. But yeah, I can have cats. There's nothing stopping me from having a cat because I own the house. Well, Joe, I'm with you in approximate retirement date traditionally. I'm sure that's assuming that my retirement date's not like closer to like a few more years later due to other reasons. For maybe example, the traditional retirement date changes by the time I get there, but well, that's neither here nor there. That might just be some of my cynicism towards government. And we're moving on. All right, After Dark is installing. Yes. Now I see why people are asking if I can have a cat. Now is a great time to register your software. All right, well, wait for this. Please insert disk 3. You see, this installer actually works smoothly from a disk. There we go. Because I guess Berkeley Systems was paranoid that you might not be installing it from legitimate media. I have a feeling it's just checking the disk label. In fact, actually looking at the installer, I bet I could have probably modified the installer configuration file because it looks like a standard installer. Let's see what it did. It copied all the files and now it's going to unzip all the files. That's interesting. Because I am going to have flying toasters on this, even if I can't have something else cool running on it. It'll at least have flying toasters. I might not have all the millions of colors I was hoping to have, but I'll have flying toasters. I will also, well, hopefully have the adapters I ordered from Amazon later this week. Actually, while I wait for this to copy, I'm going to check my orders because Amazon told me they'd shipped something. Arriving December 27th to 31st. Yeah. That's cutting it close. Okay. Well, that was about the best adapter I found, and yeah, okay. Now, I remember why I ordered the adapters I ordered, and it's because they were actually in Amazon's warehouse, theoretically, because the other adapters that cost less were in shipping from China, and I knew those wouldn't get here in time. So, I went for the one that was actually in the States, because I wanted one that mounted to the PCI bracket. I guess if I had actually bought one that just plugs into the cable, I could have probably got one quicker. But then I'd have a adapter dangling in the case free to short against metal, and that'd be my luck. So, anyways, that's going to cut it close. I may have to come up with a backup plan. So, good night, Rudy. Well, I'm just installing the base After Dark. I'll have to see if those fun other After Dark programs are available for Windows 3.1. Because, yeah, believe me, I'd rather have After Dark Star Trek. Actually, I have After Dark Star Trek on my LC, and it's pretty cool. In fact, when I took my LC to work to show it off, that actually caught people's attentions. So, you know, there is one other thing I could install now that I got Windows on here. Oh, Joe, if you're still here, I have some things that are just totally geeky. While we wait for After Dark to run, I showed these off during Dave's stream, but I have some. This was a eBay auction. It was all in one auction lot. So, and at least two of these items will run on 386. I'm pretty sure they will. So, I have Star Trek Omnipedia. I think this will run on a 386. They recommend a 486 in the instructions for some feature, which leads me to believe that if they're recommending a 486 for a feature, then maybe it'll run on a 386 without that feature. But the cool part is that auction included the update disc, which I think the holder that the update disc came in is so cool because the disc just kind of rises out of it like that. So I have the update to the program, which is cool because anyone that just bought that from eBay and bought the box copy, they wouldn't have the update. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what the what exactly the update updates, but it may have information from some of the movies. Now, this will not run on a 386 because I think the requirements are 486 something or other. But Star Trek The Next Generation, A Final Unity. So it didn't have the box, but the disc is there. So that's cool. This probably won't make December. I will try to run the Star Trek Omnipedia, though. But I'll hook the floppy drive back up and we'll give this a try. But it's the Star Trek Font Pack. So it includes 4 authentic Star Trek fonts. We have Star Trek Film, Star Trek, I guess the insignias in Klingon, and then we have the Starfleet Bold Extended. So this is for Windows 3.1. So might give that a try to install that now. But yeah, those are the, I bought it all as one lot. I'd been watching it and I kind of wanted I was actually wanting to get the font pack, but for what they wanted for the whole auction lot, I took a gamble because I wasn't sure this would run on a 386 because that's kind of what I was focusing on. I knew the font pack would. I suspected A Final Unity would not, but I think this might run, but I'll need to get the CD-ROM drive hooked up. That'll require the adapter that will probably come at the last minute. That will be so December of Amazon. They knew I wanted it, therefore it will be slow. Alright, well, let's check on the it's still decompressing screensavers, which I shouldn't be surprised. It's a 386 SX16. At least I have turbo on. Yes, I know I have turbo on. That is how fast this computer is. It will not be winning any December Speed Awards, but hopefully I can get the CD-ROM drive working in it. I just... apparently the IDE on the Sound Blaster Vibra 16, it doesn't seem to work. I'm not sure why. Maybe it only works with specific CD-ROM drives, and the one Chris sent me isn't one of those specific ones. Maybe that part of the card's bad. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't figured out the trick. But I've got it jumpered for what I thought was the secondary IDE channel, and it doesn't. Nothing detects. Yeah, it's gonna be pain. I knew it'd be painful, Chris. But sometimes for the YouTubes, you got to do the equivalent of Klingon pain sticks to continue the Star Trek analogies. I mean, I wanted to make it elite, Okay, Thomas, I did install a driver, and it locked up the computer, although then again I had the other video card in it, and I don't know why the Oak Tree CD-ROM driver would cause the computer to lock up with a bad video card. But yeah, that DOS driver didn't like this Mitsumi CD-ROM drive on the at least when I had it plugged into the Creative IDE port. It didn't see it, and it locked the system up. Something tells me maybe there's a Creative IDE driver that you have to use instead. Cause maybe the IDE port on the Creative sound card's not configured traditionally. I don't know. I didn't see any. The problem is without the compact flash adapter that I ordered that'll actually let me plug it into the cable and not directly on the IDE port, I can't plug this this optical drive into the motherboard and still be able to boot the system. I mean, the most I could do is plug it in and see if the XT IDE BIOS detects it as an optical drive, but I wouldn't be able to boot the system, so I kind of didn't bother. Although I guess now that I got the GoTech hooked up, maybe I could find a boot floppy that has a CD-ROM driver on it. If someone wanted to hint one in the chat, I would be willing to download it. While I wait for these After Dark modules to decompress at breakneck speeds. They are going really fast. Like, super fast. I mean, I promise you, computers did get faster after the 386SX16. And, well, I may end up trying to... Well, let's see. Since I can't work on the 386SX video tomorrow, that leaves two other video ideas I have. I'll just have to figure out which one to work on tomorrow. Oh, there we go. Excellent. All right. I'll give that disk a try. Let me... Oh, I've got an IDE cable. It's sitting right here. Okay. I will go ahead and well, it's quick to change the jumper. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love installers that go from like 75 to 90 to 100 and then go back and restart the percentage again, because why not? All right, let's see if this optical drive detects, because now that I got a boot disk that I can at least boot into DOS, that'll help. We'll see if it works. That'll at least give me some confidence that if I wait for that adapter, this will work. So let's see here. This installer can edit your system files. Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh. Wouldn't you know that the Windows mouse cursor hasn't really changed in 20-some years? I just tried to click the screen with the wrong mouse because the mouse cursors look the same. No, that did not work. I would install something like VNC on this computer to make it easier to use, but that would just be ridiculous. And I did it again. Grabbed the wrong mouse again. And the thing is, the two mice are really not that identical. The mouse I need to use with the Emerson PC is beige and has two buttons and a ball, no scroll wheel, and yet I keep grabbing the fancy LED lighted, like 40 bazillion button gaming mouse with laser and blah blah blah, and yeah, probably because it's just in the right spot on my mouse pad to grab. All right, well, we'll see if updating the After Dark module list. Oh, come on. Something tells me I'm going to have regretted installing After Dark. Oh, there we go. After Dark, Flying Toasters Pro. Demo. Alright, I'm not sure if there's a copyright strike or not if I let that play. Oh wow, that is pretty slow. I think maybe I should improve performance by maybe turning music to never. Objects maybe from squadron to maybe flight. I don't know. All right, let's see if I can't move on from that silliness there. Okay, I got After Dark installed. Yeah, it might need a DX CPU, yes. That might just be... Berkeley Systems may have never imagined someone with a 386 SX16 would be crazy enough to buy and use their screensaver collection. Maybe version 2 of After Dark would have been a better choice overall. Alright, well... Okay, got that boot disk that Chris sent me onto my USB drive for my GoTech. There's at least that. Yes, if I can find the video card drivers for that card, that might give better performance. You are right, Chris. I'll give that a try. Because I have a feeling for the games that are the items I'm going to try that run on Windows, I have a feeling that extra performance will be appreciated. So I probably should just save myself the trouble. Okay. So I am, well, actually, okay. So I just unplugged the compact flash card. I will plug in the, oh, I can't see the, oh, that's nice. This IDE cable is not keyed. This is, hold on. I'm going to grab an IDE cable. It has a key on it because I can't see the pin number legend on the motherboard. So I'm going to plug in a cable. It's got a key on it instead. There we go. Because I can see the key, I cannot see the pin identifier. Okay. So there we go. I've got the, let me see here. The red stripe is right there, so this needs to go in like that. I need to change the jumper on the CD-ROM drive, like so. I need, alright, I really do need to swap power adapters here, alright. And put that there, like that, and plug that there. All right, so hopefully now okay. So I've got the DOS boot disk that Chris sent me in the GoTech. It's a 16 megahertz. as slow as they came. Yeah. Yeah, Oh, Joe, did you see that I did update the autoexec bat file, and now I'm booting from a floppy disk, so I can't prove it. Except for a moment. I'm just trying to see if this optical drive if I can get it to work on this system. Oh, that's not promising. Well, the XTIDE BIOS doesn't seem to have detected the drive. 16 megahertz, yeah. Maybe I need to, I might need to get a, I may not have everything I need to do what I was going to do, but let's see. Maybe the CD-ROM drivers on this boot floppy will just detect it. Ah. Device name, banana. So, how long do we wait for the Oak Technology CD-ROM driver to not find the CD-ROM drive before we give up and move on? Okay, it does not surprise me that yeah, these Oak Technology drivers are pretty flexible because Oak Technology made the chips that a lot of these CD-ROM drives used. Mitsumi probably among them. So whatever's causing this drive to not be detected is probably not the fault of the driver, although it does appear as if it's crashing at CD-ROM detection, yeah. So considering that it's doing the same exact thing that it was when I tried it before, I believe that. All right, I suspect that the XTIDE BIOS maybe doesn't support TAPI devices. Maybe it only supports hard drive devices. And if that's the case, then I guess I could probably see why that didn't work. Which probably means that I'm going to need to get a 16-bit controller card. Alright, well, maybe this 386 upgrade idea was just too far-fetched to really be a great YouTube video. Maybe I'll do a 386 video on some other aspect of what I've done to this machine. Okay. I don't know. I won't give up. I just don't know that I'm going to be able to get the CD-ROM drive in this computer for December. It might be later. Because it looks like I probably need a controller card that actually supports CD-ROM drives. Although, I don't know why my Sound Blaster code didn't work. I don't know, there might be something wrong with that Sound Blaster card. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Alright. Hold on. Yeah, Chris, if you want to double check that's the driver you were using. That was actually the config.sys it hung up on, Thomas. And yeah, I know the drive works because RetroTech Chris pretty much thoroughly tested it and cleaned it and gave me all the ins and outs of it. So, and it was well packaged, and I don't have any reason to believe it got damaged. So, I think whatever's causing it to not be detected is probably Probably something to do with the system and not the XTIDE BIOS. And Joe, there's your proof that the autoexec.bat file was updated, because there we go. Well, I've actually tried 2 IDE cables. I mean, I guess I could have 2 bad IDE cables, but one of them I was using with a hard drive, and the hard drive worked. So, well. So, Joe, at least I got Jeremy, it's locking up in the CD-ROM driver that you have to put in config.sys. If I can't get past that, MSCDEX is a no-go. Thomas, you put it in my 8088, but I don't have a drive controller card for it. Yes, Joe, I put Windows in the autoexec.bat file. It started Windows for me. But I'll show you the I'll show you, because I do need to kind of clean it up a little from where I've run the creative installer twice and it's butchered it. But there you go, Joe. Let's see here. Set blaster. Let me see here. I think actually I need to, that's the one the creative installer put, and that's the one I need for the Unisound to initialize the sound card. And I think I actually don't need that. Well, that is quite the rant. Okay, let me check my autoexec.bat file edits. Sometimes you just have to make things a little bit more sane. And then, oh, I'm going to forget to press the delete key and add the 5 1/4 inch floppy drive back, but that's no matter. I still have the 3.5 inch drive configured, so I can actually, now that my, oh yay! Joe has, he sent a tip. I can see it. Since I'm actually on my stream, the bot actually put it in the chat. I am going to install the Star Trek font pack, which, if anyone's wondering, it's on an 800K disc. Well, my floppy drive is, I've seen better days. Well, I was actually going to put a GoTech in this computer at some point anyways. I just wanted to get one that was, get one of the beige ones, because the one that I have is not beige. Alright, come on. Tell me how you install this. Star Trek font pack. User guide. Alright. Any MS-DOS system, MS-DOS 3.1 or later, Windows 3.1 or later, 2 megabytes of RAM. Yay! Oh, well, I'll probably have to install a printer to actually be able to use this most effectively. Installing the fonts. Oh, okay. There is no installer. This is easy to install. Okay. Yeah, alright. So, we go to main. We go to control panel. We go to fonts. We go to add. We go to our floppy drive. And there we go. Add And then we select all the fonts, and we click OK, and we wait for them to copy. Wow, that was easier than installing After Dark. There we go. Yeah, I would be curious to know if it works with the XT IDE, because I've never tried it. I mean, that could be the problem. It is possible the XT IDE BIOS is not allowing the Sound Blaster's IDE channel to see the optical drive if it maybe doesn't support them. Because, you know, now that I think about it, I don't know that the XT IDE website says either way. But I have the Star Trek fonts installed now. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. Oh, that's also cool, but the symbol font. There we go. There's Starfleet. All right, we're gonna have to try these out here. All right. Accessories. Right. At least I'm hoping. Let's see here. Star. Oh. Helps to type on the correct keyboard. Star Trek. Font. Test. Live long and prosper. All right. Well, that's weird. Does it not have select all and right? Well, I guess Microsoft had to have something to add functionality later. All right, so let's see here. Enlarge font. Wow. I'm glad WordPad added features because I forgot how painful right was. All right, large font. Now you're probably saying that's not a Star Trek font. Well, no, it's not. I got to change the font here. All right, so let's see here. So there is, let's see, that's one of the Star Trek fonts, I believe. But that doesn't really look that much different. Oh, yep, I guess that is a Star Trek font. Sort of. All right, fonts. There we go. I think that's... Oh, there we go. Starfleet. There we go. That's more Star Trek-y. I installed the latest version. I used the pre-built 386L one. Ah, that's pretty cool. There we go. Star Trek fonts. Because I'm just a big nerd. Alright. I'm glad my disc works. So, there we go. Well, I guess that was a... Yeah, 386L probably has it. I might look into the compile instructions and... Yeah, Control A didn't work to select all the text, Jeremy. I don't know why. I don't think Write had select all. I think WordPad added it. Now that I think about it. Oh, I could have just opened the character map program. Alright, well, I guess I got Windows running. Okay, there's one other thing I can do. I might as well do it now. Let me see if I can find the Oak Tree drivers. Do I trust this website? Oh, I've just found a website and one person has reported the file is fake. Well, Let me see if I can find a different place to download it from. Oh, that's funny. So apparently one of the sites I'm suggested to download Oaktree VGA drivers from is EVGA. Yeah, I don't think so. There's a web forum post on the VCF forums. Maybe there's an installer linked. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Hold on. It's an FTP link. So Firefox is asking me to allow HTTPS to open the FTP link. And okay, that's not working. It's just asking me to open another app. I don't want to install FileZilla. I'm not even sure that's going to have the files. Okay, Oaktree 037CB drivers. I'll remove VGA from the search. That's the CD-ROM driver on archive.org. That's not helping. Okay. Library. Let me see if maybe this website where I've downloaded other stuff maybe has drivers. No. It's a generic SVGA driver. Probably won't work. Okay. I don't know that there's drivers for this card floating out there. Let's see. Now I need an Epson 24-pin printer. Yes. Large. Yep. 386 large. Defines 386. Defines common large. 386. Yep. Advanced ATA. 190X CMOS hack and boot menu 8-bit ID advanced. Yeah, pretty much. I thought that BIOS had everything in it. So if that doesn't support optical drives, then now that would explain why it wouldn't work. I will look into archiving that floppy, but last time I tried to archive something to archive.org, it seemed as if they didn't want pedestrians archiving software on their website, because I sure couldn't figure out the magic options that would let me specify I had software to archive. But yeah, I'll archive the disk if it's not already. Because it may not be. Of course, Paramount might be slightly defensive of it too, but I'll try to archive it. There is a TAPI logic in the XTIDE source code. Okay, then something else is probably going on. And I don't know what it might be. Could the BIOS maybe not allow it to work? I don't know. Okay, so something's going on. I guess I've got more to figure out there. Also, I don't know. I'll have to find VGA drivers if they're still available for the Oaktree card I have. That's kind of why I wanted to buy another video card, because I could then install drivers. But that doesn't work when your card doesn't work. Yeah. Also, I don't think I'd ever used a secondary channel on a Sound Blaster card either, Chris. Not even when I sold Sound Blasters back in the late 90s. I mean, I remember configuring a few for, like, the proprietary CD-ROM drives, but I don't think I ever configured one for an IDE drive, because at that point, all the motherboards had 2 IDE channels and supported optical drives. Jeremy, this Mitsumi is an IDE drive, so it is not a proprietary interface. Chris had it working on a standard IDE controller. it's clearly marked IDE, so it is possible the Creative Cards IDE only wants to work with specific drives, although that'd be weird. Chris, it's a Oak Tree 037. Frank, I don't have the appropriate cable to use Cable Select. I don't think for Cable Select to work, you have to have an IDE controller that supports Cable Select. All IDE devices have to support Cable Select, and the cable has to be for Cable Select. And I don't have any cables that are Cable Select, so I wouldn't expect it to work on Cable Select. Yeah, I'm tempted to try SCSI at some point. Oh, good. I think Chris found drivers. Hopefully not the same site I found that allowed users to flag downloads, and when I hovered over the download link, it told me that one person had reported the download was fake. Although I could be convinced that the site is more legitimate and that I can more safely try them. But, uh-oh. Oh no! Okay, where's my tab with the... I have too many tabs open. Yes, I am one of those crazy people that bookmarks by browser tabs. Which is... I'll also bookmark by bookmarks too. Oh, here we go. Let me check this site that you sent me previously. This New Zealand FTP site. Let me see if any of these Oak drivers are the correct ones. Assuming Windows Defender will even let me open them, but... Alright, let's see if any of these are the right ones. Let's see here. Date modified. And that is... Okay, those are not Windows drivers. There's a program called win31.exe in one of those files. Maybe that might be... don't know about that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This might be them. It's at least worth a try. They are Oak Technology display drivers. I can't tell exactly what card they work on, but these might be the... I'll give them a try. So I've got one possibility here. Let's see, that looks like the... and let me see what this is. This is... I think that card's just a VGA card. Okay, I may have drivers that I just found. Let me give them a whirl. I guess I need to copy them to the compact flash card. I think maybe I need to... maybe one of these days I'll actually set the network card up in this computer to actually be a network card. Until then, well, I'll just keep doing this the slow and painful way. Alright, install. Create a new folder. Oak drivers. Okay. The only thing that stopped me from doing it so far is I gotta set up a place for old network cards like this. Oh, Chris, yeah, the previous drivers were from Orchid, but what I did is I hit the parent directory link on that page. Noticed there was one called Oak, and I noticed there appeared to be Windows 3.1 VGA drivers. So I'm going to see if they work. Sometimes it helps to hit the links on pages that look like they might take you to where you want to go. Because I noticed it seemed odd to me that they had organized things by vendor and only had Orchid technology drivers. So that's what led me to click the parent directory button. Yeah, let's see what they do. Okay. Yeah, I've got a switch on my desk. It's a gigabit switch, but it lets me set ports to 10 megabits. So I can plug the network card in, but the problem is I need to set up a file server for older computers like this, because I don't have anything that I think it would be able to connect to. Oh, that's right. It's not on a floppy disk. Let's see, install. There we go. I don't know if that's a Windows or a DOS program, but we'll find out in a moment. Ah, a DOS program. Yeah, that's what Okay. The extended... Oh, actually, this could be it. If I don't drag the wrong thing. There we go. Yeah, I just need to go follow that tutorial. Let me see here. To close help screen, spacebar to select. Oh. Well, it kind of looks like the, oh, there we go. Let's see here. Enter source drive. Let me see here. You know, I should probably run this from DOS. Now that I see that that is not a Windows-based installer. Because I bet Windows would not be happy if I let it change Windows system files while it's running. Although hopefully the installer would catch that. But I don't know that that would be it. Well, this installer does detect the... Oh, this is an SVGA card. It supports 800 by 600 and 1024 by 768. Okay. Well, I sure thought it had 512K of memory on it, but maybe it doesn't. Well, let's give these... Of course, maybe these drivers are older. Well, let's give them a try. Okay, we'll see what this does. These should at least be better than the Windows standard drivers. I can always try the SVGA drivers that I downloaded too, if these appear to be older. Oh, there's a README file in one of the drivers. In order to receive more recent updates for the Oak drivers, dial their BBS at phone number that's probably a pizza joint now. I'm being halfway silly. But... Alright, let's see here. There we go. Was it really that easy? Do I now have shiny new VGA drivers installed? Yeah, Jeremy. I mean, it could be a Chinese takeout restaurant too. Now. But yeah, it's not Oak Technologies' BBS, that's for sure. All right, Windows setup. Did it install drivers? No, it's still using the VGA driver. Well, let me see if it maybe installed. Let me see here. Oak. Oh, there we go. Ah, well, there we go. Oak 640 by 480 256 colors. Let's give that a try. Use the current drivers. Oh, once Windows Disk 2. Let's see, that's at C install Win 311. I might try those SVGA drivers. They might be a little bit newer. Or maybe this card doesn't support millions of colors, because there were cards that just did not support millions of colors. And actually looking at the INF file, that may be true. Oh, that also doesn't appear to. Well, those drivers don't appear to be good drivers for this card. Yeah, that's okay. Those drivers don't work for this card. That's disappointing. Because as you might have could tell by the. Oh, wait a minute. This is not what I wanted to. Oh. Custom setup. No, I don't want to install Windows. I just want to change the Windows configuration. I thought that was the setup program could do that. Maybe do you need to run it from this directory? There we go. Okay. I guess you have to change the Windows directory. So those Oak drivers don't seem to work for this card. Maybe I need to... Okay, to use, keep your currently installed driver, enter. There we go. Okay. Technically Windows 3.0 drivers, but they should work. Okay, let's see. Let's see what you found. See if they're different from what I tried to use. Because what I just tried to use were not drivers that the card liked. It actually really did not like the drivers I just tried. There we go. All right. So let's see here. Ah, okay, well that's more promising, I think. Is there okay, Chris, what you found is definitely different than what I just tried. These maybe the drivers I just tried are actually for a different card. Okay. All right, let me. All right, well, let me see if I can't give these a try. I have to copy them to the Compact Flash card. Who knows? Shutting down the system to copy files to the Compact Flash card is getting just painful enough that maybe I might have to watch Chris's video, and maybe if I have what I need to set up what I need, maybe I'll, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to figure out what I might want to live stream on Thursday. Maybe that might be just as good of a thing to do. Set that up. All right, well, I'll try, okay, I'll try the, I'll try what you sent me unless you find Windows 3.1 drivers. But what you just sent me is different than what I had tried. I am going to get this computer running really nicely. Of course, one thing is, I don't even know if this Oak Technology card's the original VGA card, but it probably is. Yeah, I need to set up SMD1 server up. I have the Raspberry Pi to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. All right, well, I'll let you virus scan those real quick. In the meantime, I'll see what the Windows 3.0 drivers do. Or, well, actually, I guess I can at least download the file. I'll get a jump start on you virus scanning them. Well, actually, I don't know. There's looks like that's missing. Those drivers are missing something, Chris. I don't see a INF file. Or a setup file, for that matter. That actually kind of looks like someone... Oh, there we go. Ah! Windows 3? Wait a minute. Utilities. I'd like to see what's the, Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I bet I know what the problem is. Okay. Alright, let's try this. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh! Well, that would, Oh, that's what... That's... Okay, I see what it's complaining about now. Alright. Source disk name. And it needs the trailing slash. Target. Yep. Oh, well, that's... Okay, it looks like I might have to actually copy those to floppy disks. How quaint. 3.1 drivers are virus-free. Okay. Well, it looks like these installers don't like being copied to a hard drive for some reason. I don't know. I know it's like didn't want to. I gave it the path and it still didn't want to find PK unzip. Although I am curious of what this utility. Oh. Utilities, let's see here. PK. I sure thought I saw. Oh, there it is. PK unzip. Okay. So let's see. PK unzip. Let's see here. Oh, zip file. Options, zip file, output. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Okay. PK unzip. Zip. Oh. I'm curious as to what was the utilities was going to install, so I'm just going to try to manually install it. Oh, it's called utility. .zip. Okay. Sorry, something in OBS was covering my view of the file name. .zip. RAM BIOS, patch WS, VGA mode, load font, and that zip file has errors. It's not okay. I was curious what was in there. PK unzip. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do here. So let me see. Let me make dir trim30 PK unzip win30.zip. I think that was it. Into radio. And yeah, just point Windows setup at that. Hopefully it extracts. Alright, there's the setup.inf file, so that is what I was expecting. So if I change to Windows and run setup. Yeah, I think that was a, that's what that looked like, Chris. I was curious, because you never know when maybe there might be a RAM test utility. Not that I'm having RAM problems with this card, but I was curious. Other requires a disk, so let's see if I remember the path I need. Install Oak driver disk 1 win30. OEM setup.inf. Oh well. CD install Oak driver disk 1 win30 dir. Oh, it was a setup.inf. Something tells me that I just need to rename this and that is really weird. That looks like the entire Windows setup file for Windows 3.0. Yeah, I'll try and rename it. I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? I corrupt my Windows install and I just redo it. Alright. Alright. Okay, let's see what this does. Ah, okay. Fine. I think I tried to use the setup.inf file for... Oh, yep. I needed to change directories to make sure it loaded the correct one. Let's see here. End. Oh. Other disk. C. Driver disk 1 win30. And, well, let's see here. Oak VGA. Let's see, I guess I probably want the 286 or above. Which is weird, but... Oh, okay, well that's easy to solve. as we wait for blazing fast 16 megahertz to complete. And now let's try running Windows and that those drivers are not compatible. Well, at least it's easy to get back out of that predicament. Yeah, and the Windows 3.1 drivers that you sent the zip file of, there's no OEM setup.inf file at all in that directory, so yeah, it loaded, but no video. That is... You know, I would be curious if I, like, maybe use the SVGA drivers, what that might do, but I'm not exactly sure this is a... Let me see here. Keep the current installed driver. Yeah. Strike 2. Maybe they're... Well, maybe the drivers for this card have been lost to time, because... There is an... Okay, well... Oh, okay. Well, I'll give it a try. Alright, I gotta copy those. Gotta copy those files to the compact flash card, so... I guess I had seen those files, but what threw me off was the fact that there was 2 of them. Which seemed weird, but then again... Alright. Oh. And I think I already downloaded them if I check. No, I guess I didn't. Okay. Download. Okay, well, let's give that a spin. Let's see here. Oh, no use of keeping those drivers because those don't work. Alright, and copy those to the CF card. I'll rename the OEM setup.3.50 because I don't think it really matters. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks... Okay, well, that makes sense. That OEM setup file does look like what I expected it to look like. Much better than the Win 3.0 one that I've renamed, which looked like a Windows 3.0 entire setup.inf file. Okay, let's try that. Alright, good night, Frank. Thank you. Hopefully I'll get some speedy drivers installed soon. Otherwise I'll probably call it for a night and ponder where else the drivers might be hiding. I mean, I guess I could always go the route of finding the Trident 9000 drivers and going downstairs and getting the 8-bit card, and at least starting with that and then getting the 16-bit card. That could be an interesting test. Would an 8-bit card with drivers be faster than a 16-bit card without drivers? Probably not something I'll do for December, but it could be interesting. Alright, well, since I've got an OEM setup.inf file, I'll give this a try from Windows. Let's see here, Windows setup, because this would be the way you would do it. Let's change system settings. I mean, it should work this way just as well as the other way. Alright, display. Stop myself from clicking or trying to use a scroll wheel that doesn't exist. And it's going to make me type the path. Alright, C. Install. Ook. Driver. There we go. I simplified the instructions. So I'm going to try the 640 by 480 by 256 colors. I'm going to use the new drivers because I'm not going to guarantee the existing drivers are actually the correct version. And let's see here. Alright. If this doesn't work for some reason, I might try maybe the 800 by 600 drivers, because there's no reason why that shouldn't work with my scaler or capture card. But I don't know why the 640 by 480 drivers wouldn't work and the 800 by 600 do work. That would be weird. The flashing cursor there is bugging me. Okay, it's reloading Windows. I see disk activity. I don't see Windows. Alright, okay. It loaded Windows. It did not load graphics card drivers. Alright. Alright, one last try. I'm going to try the 800 by 600 drivers. I know, this is probably not going to work. But the thing is, normally I would say that is not going to work. Why even try it? But this time I am going to just try it. It doesn't hurt that much. All right. It is a cruel driver. Also wish I could maybe change where it looks for Windows setup files by default, but alright, we can try one more thing. If I decide to try the Trident 9000 drivers, I'll do that another time, unless you've got the location handy. So, oh, that's weird. Thought I'd just give that to you. Let's see, Install N311. Oh, it wanted that now. Hope driver. Okay. I don't think this is going to work. No, that didn't work. Okay, I can do that, Chris. Or actually, what I'll do is, oh. It might be, although I thought I tried to... Actually, I'm going to do this the other way. I'm just going to selectively process config.sys. That way, if this doesn't work, I just... There we go. Let's see. So that... DOS equals UMB. I'm wondering if maybe see. Ah, interesting. That might be it, Chris. Let's see what this does. Buffers, files 80. Let's see. Version, mouse. Sure, why not? Ah. Okay. You're right. Here we go. Moment of truth. And that would be a no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Windows loaded. We didn't run out of conventional memory, but we didn't get the video card drivers either. I don't think those I don't think those drivers are for this card. Either they're too old or they're too new. Yeah, OTI 037. That's what I read on the card. But those drivers just are not working. Let's go back to the VGA drivers because at least they work. I guess I can use the currently installed drivers for that. Alright. Well, we might run out of conventional memory now because Windows might be able to actually load. I mean, what's a good old Windows 3.1 crash? That's the OG blue screen. Yeah. It's like this card is completely resistant to installing drivers. Yeah, I guess I can do one thing, Chris. I'll double check the what the card says, because it's possible I misread it. I think pretty much I can say if I didn't misread it, then we're not installing drivers for it tonight, probably. Oh, yeah, Windows... Oh, Windows is not liking the drivers for this card that Chris found. So it is an OTI 037C. Yeah, 037C. As I am triple confirmed, it is a 3 and not like some other lookalike character. Those drivers do not like this card. Yeah. I mean, the one thing we could do, and I'd have to go find the video card, we could try the Trident 9000 drivers, but it's also 11:30 and I hadn't exactly planned on streaming tonight, so... Yeah, I think those drivers are 067 drivers, and there's probably... Uh-oh. Something tells me someone's had data loss. Yeah, I don't think those drivers will work for this card. So I guess if I'm going to have accelerated graphics, well, it won't be my Fahrenheit 1280 degree card, because that card's kaput. And it won't be with the 037C card, because it looks like those drivers might have been lost to time. Or we just haven't found them yet. Yeah, we could try more another day. So I guess I don't feel like going downstairs to get the 8-bit card. I think I know where it is, but I think I'm done trying drivers. We've tried all the drivers we could find for one card, and they don't work for this card. I bet if I found an Oak Technology 067 card, I bet they'd fire right up. Yeah, so we'll see. I guess maybe I'll just have slow graphics. But I'm not going downstairs again. I'm tired of going downstairs. That's enough graphics card fun for one day. Hey, I got Star Trek fonts. And I figured out why my computer was crashing. So that seems like a good place to stop. I'll find... Oh, I'll get Trident 9000 drivers later. Or, Chris, if you happen to know where they are, you can drop me a tweet or something, and I may try them offline. I don't know if an 8-bit card will... 8-bit card with drivers would be faster than a 16-bit card without drivers, but, well... might at least demonstrate that, yes, I can load Windows drivers, and they will work. But, yeah, with that, I am... I guess at least I got part of the mystery. I still don't know why the optical drive doesn't like this system, but maybe I'll do a little research on that. I mean, maybe there's something I've got misconfigured or what. So anyways, I guess with that, I'm going to call this stream, because I did at least get the computer... I figured out why the computer wasn't stable. So even if I can't get the optical drive to work, once I get the adapter that'll let me try plugging in the compact flash card and the CD-ROM drive together, then I'll at least maybe do a video on how I configured the sound card in this computer, because apparently sound card videos are popular on YouTube. So there's always that. I guess I can also do a video on how I'm running the XT-IDE BIOS and a 386. I guess there's that too. And those would be fairly quick videos to make. So anyways, may not be... we'll see how far I get on the video I wanted to make on this computer, but sometimes It's not the video you wanted to make you get to make. It's the video that happens as a result of the video you wanted to make not happening. If that makes any sense. I'm sure all the YouTube video creators that are watching this are probably thinking, yep, sometimes that is the video you get is the one that actually works and not the one you wanted to do. Because quite honestly, a video of trying to get the CD-ROM drive working on a 386 is boring if I can't get that to work. And at the moment, I can't get it to work. I demonstrated that on the stream. So, thanks, Chris. I have those drivers. Ah, yes, and they're on the Vogon's Vintage Driver Library, so I have no doubt those drivers are good, because Vogon's is a reliable source. They've probably virus scanned them multiple times, so I have those drivers. I may give those a try out of curiosity, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I just opened the file that I downloaded, and it does appear as if everything is in good order there, so I'll give that a try. Because if that works, I might just get a Trident 9000i 16-bit card for this computer. But probably won't happen for December. But anyways, yeah, we'll see what video I get to make on this computer. And there's also the Emerson 8000 EC that I owe you all a video or two on, that you might have forgotten by now, because I think I mentioned that like last December. So there's also that computer. And then the 486 board I keep talking about. I have lots of things I would like to try to do this week. We'll see how much of that I get done. So, alright, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call the stream to an end. Glad you all could join me. Thanks for hanging out for the adventure. And we'll see how far I get on this computer this week. So with that, I'll wish you a good evening, and take care. Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon, and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you've liked what you've seen, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video or live stream. And as always, thank you for all your support. I hope to see you next time. And until then, take care.